Okay, folks. Okay, folks. Lovely to meet you all. This is a very strange time for me to be on Twitch streaming. Hello, my name is Neil. Some of you may know me as the creator of Fey Earth, but tonight we are having a fun game of a new ttrpg that we currently have a Kickstarter for, and that will be linked in the chat soon. And that is the delightful, whimsical, rules like ttrpg Fey Wanderer. This game is a really fun, very simple game in which you play Fey creatures who are on a quest for treasure in the Fey realm. With me today, I have Laura and I have Trevor. We were supposed to have a third player, but capitalism and jobs ruined everything. So, if you two guys want to introduce yourselves briefly and the creatures that you were playing tonight.
Yeah. Trevor, do you want to start?
Sure. Yeah, my name's Trevor. I'm going to be playing a Puka. I don't really have anything going on other than I just like playing TTRPGs.
Which is excellent.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Moira. If you know me, it's probably off Twitter as Miss Winford. That's MS_Winford. I am a variety streamer on Twitch, and I write TTRPG reviews over on my site, The Cozy Cauldron. And today I'm playing Juniper, who is a delightful little fairy with gossamer wings and whose dress looks like it's made out of moonlight.
Right. So, oh, and sorry, Trevor. What was your Puka's name again?
My Puka's name is Il Bill. Yes.
Okay. So, our two friends, the fairy and the puka, have decided that they wish to go on a quest. Okay. Um, for a beautiful treasure called the Midnight Crown. It's a beautiful diadem which is made of silver inlaid with sapphires and diamonds, and it's said to glow with the radiance of the full moon when it is worn. And a certain somebody has decided this will just perfectly finish their outfit. Okay. And so with this game, we're going to be having fun, but I will be explaining the mechanics of the game as we are going through it, of course, because that's kind of the point of this to a degree as well. But it's a very simple game, uses very simple dice pool mechanics, and uses a very fun open magic system in which you train in spheres of magic, that's areas of magical energies you specialize in, and you use words of power to create your magics in whatever way you see fit. The way the game works is you have a series of obstacles that you must face. Normally, you'd have one terrain obstacle, one social obstacle, and then the final obstacle is the powerful and ancient fey creature that is guarding the treasure that you are on the quest for. Every time you finish an obstacle, you level up, and when you level up, you get a couple of points that you can put into basically stats for your character. Okay. Now we were hoping to have three players with us tonight. Okay. But because we are down a player, I have decided to throw in an extra terrain obstacle, so you get to level up and be a bit more powerful by the time we get to the final final challenge. Okay. I mean, and this is the thing about this game. As I was saying it to our two players before, when I originally designed this game, it was to create a really fun rules like game that you could like play in 20-30 minutes. The rules are that simple. It takes less than 10 minutes to create your character and about the same amount of time for the GM to prep the game. So that's why we were able to, that's why I had the flexibility of being able to add extra stuff into our game like we are doing now. But anywho, we shall commence. So, the two of you are traveling along in the Fey realm, this magical, wonderful world of Fey, filled with all sorts of delightful natural wonders. Alpine forests that stretch off into the sky, covered in glaciers, and full of the areas of rocks and griffins and dragons. Beautiful meadows that go on to the horizon, on which herds of centaur and other magical fae can be found. Lush, verdant forests filled with, goblins, dwarves, fairies, and all manner of other creatures, including sometimes very uppity trees that don't like it when you pick their fruit. All right. So you guys have started off on your travels. You have a rough idea of the direction that you're going. Okay, that you were told. Yeah, if we keep going this way, we'll eventually get to the spot where we will find the crown. All right. You've been traveling along the meadow for a while. All right. It's a lovely summer day, but then again, seasons are ever changing and mutable in the Fey realm. All right. Some parts of the Fey realm are constantly summer. Some places are constantly a beautiful winter. It changes all the time. Okay. There you see off in the distance, in the prairies that you are, like other fairies dancing around, animals, rabbits and hares hopping about, butterflies, and it's quite delightful. But the direction you're going in is in the direction of a very thick, very ancient forest. All right. So you are traveling along, as I say, for a while, heading in the direction of this forest. I think, Arpuka, you have definitely passed through this way before. It's usually okay. There are some other creatures that live there that can be kind of troublesome, ogres and the likes. Some of the trees, they can be dicks. That can be a problem. There
Yeah.
are a few spots where it gets a bit swampy, where you can find yourself caught in quicksand and the likes. But lighter, more fleeted foot, fey creatures like yourself, you don't have to worry about those things. And actually, as a Puka, you're a shapeshifter. Your form is constantly changing. So what form are you currently in right now?
Currently, Bill is a very, very shaggy black dog that is trotting along, talking to Juniper. And as we are approaching the forest, he'll probably just go, "Oh yeah, me and the trees in this forest, we got some beef, but we're gonna avoid them and get through lickety split."
Okay, that's okay. How are we going to avoid the trees in a forest?
You got to be able to tell the good trees from the bad trees, Juniper. We've been over this. There's many different. Maintaining relationships are important.
Yeah. So is there are the bad trees in a certain area, or are there just every so often there's a tree that you're like, that tree is bad?
You got to just feel it out,
Got to feel it out. Okay.
You got to feel it out. It's a vibe. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll keep an eye out for those bad trees.
Yes.
And I think Juniper is settled on Bill's head, just a tiny little fairy sitting right in the middle.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. You do have to be careful occasionally, because sometimes your fairy does sprinkle into his nose and he starts to sneeze.
It's true. And I also have the impulse, the intrusive thoughts of just kind of eating her, but I'm currently pushing those thoughts away out of my mind.
Okay. So you're traveling.
Bite-sized snack.
You enter into the forest, and as soon as you do, it immediately becomes dark. The trees are so large and ancient that the canopy is so thick, it cuts out an awful lot of the sunlight. Okay, it's not pitch black, but it is that dim kind of thing. If you ever have the opportunity to travel in very old forest, where you have these thick canopies, where it is quite dimly lit. Okay, despite that, you do see occasionally spots where there'll be an ever so slight break in the canopy, and a stream of sunlight will break down, and where it hits the ground, there's little clusters of wildflowers that are delightful and bring color to the forest itself. You hear the constant chirping of bird song in the trees as you're going along, and then off you occasionally hear what sounds like arguments between some of the birds and some of the trees. Get off my branches, you little brat. And it's that kind of stuff, as the trees are giving out to the birds. Okay, so you're going on for a while. You're feeling pretty happy. You think you're sticking along the track pretty well. You start coming towards a slightly more swampy area. Okay, so you're now having to be a bit more careful, because the ground is a bit more uneven here. Sometimes creatures do get stuck here. Okay, and as as you're going through here, there are trees up through the slightly marshy soil as well. But you're being so careful, Bill, of the terrain, of the bog like soil, that you don't quite spot some of the trees around you are kind of looking at you funny.
We're in
And
that area.
you are in that area.
It's the
And
bad neighborhood.
yeah, and you suddenly hear a voice say, "Wait a minute, isn't that Bill?"
Hey, Phil. How you doing, bud? Just passing through. Just try and quicken my step, even though it's a little slower through the bog.
Yeah. Oh, as you're doing that, you don't spot that creeping across the ground towards you are some vines that are heading in your direction. They're trying to wrap around you and restrain you. So the vines suddenly lash out at the two of you. You
Ooh.
have a couple of choices here. If you want to use a physical stat, you could try and use fortitude to burst free of the vines.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. What's my other option?
Yeah. You could try and use wit to try and use reflexes and intellect to dodge them, or you can try and use your magic in some way to try to avoid these vines.
I think I will try and use some magic here. That I'm going to attempt to use illusion magic
Okay.
to try and make the I'm using the word of power haste to make
Okay.
them think we're moving quicker than we actually
Oh,
are.
okay, right. I like that. Yeah, yeah. So they're
Yeah.
kind of like they're gonna go off in the wrong direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very nice. Okay, so what? How many points have you got in illusion?
I have two.
So that means you're rolling a d4 and a d6.
Okay.
Now, before you do that, though, Juniper, what are you doing? And don't forget,
Uh,
you can try to assist Bill if you want, if you think you can assist.
yeah, I was gonna say if we're using illusion magic, then I could maybe use the word of power bend to bend what light there is to make like another copy of us as well. So it's like it looks like we're going faster, and then another one of us splits off.
Oh, okay, right. And how many points have you got in illusion?
Also, two.
Okay, well, what we could do is both of you can roll, one of you assisting the other. And how
Mm-hmm.
assisting another player works is very simple. You both roll, and the assisting player adds the highest die that they rolled from their pool to the total of the player they are assisting. So, who is
Mhm.
assisting who? Is
I'll
Juniper
assist.
assisting Bill, or is Bill assisting Juniper?
I don't trust my dice. I'll
Okay,
assist.
okay. So Bill, you're rolling your D4 and your D6. Juniper, you're rolling
Alrighty.
your D4 and your D6, and Juniper, whichever value you get higher,
Mhm.
you add to Bill's roll.
Okay.
All right. Should I wait until you roll yours?
A
Doesn't
minor
matter.
roll.
Oh, yours are rolled. All right. I
Yeah,
got a 3 and a 3, so I got 6.
good. You can add 6 to that.
Oh, amazing. So that's 12.
The target number was 12.
Amazing. Excellent.
Wow, that's actually
The first
really.
and last time this dice will crit for me. Just let the record show.
Yeah, the
Oh,
target. You got a 6 and a D6?
Yeah.
Wow, the
amazing.
target number there was an advanced difficulty, so that was a target of 12. Okay, right. This was a very, very simple encounter. This stream could be over very quickly. You're playing.
Oh
You're
no.
rolling too well for me here. Okay. Normally we get at least an hour, hour and a half out of this game. God damn it. Okay, right. So this is what happens. Bill, you decide to create this like enhanced, like more quickly moving image of the two of you scarpering ahead, trying to like distract, conceal your actual movement. And some of
Mm.
the vines immediately shoot towards that, and then as you're shooting towards it, Juniper, you make that image split into two, which just confuses the vines, and they just scatter in all directions, making it very easy for the two of you to just trot ahead through, and you get through this grove of quite belligerent trees and vines.
Mm.
And yeah, and you've already overcome our first obstacle with that
Some trees
with
just
that
don't like being peed on.
yeah, well, with that incredible roll that you got, Juniper, with your 6 on a d6. God damn it.
Makes up for all my failed rolls when I usually use these dice.
Okay, well, so as I said, where was I here?
as we're coming out of the bog, I think Bill will his form is shifted into a long, uh, a longer legged horse with also black mane, and its reins are also very shaggy and long,
Cool.
almost
Love that.
knotted and a little messy from the humidity, maybe a little bit of mud in it.
So you've
Feels like humidity.
having overcome that obstacle, you level up. You get 3 points to spend in whatever way you want. So you can now spend those 3 points on increasing one of your ability scores if you wish. You could choose to take another word of power, or you could increase your score in any of your spheres of magic, or take a new sphere of magic at beginner level as well, whichever you want. Obviously, if you take more words of power, you have more choice in what you can do. If you increase your points in one of the spheres, the dice pool for that sphere becomes larger. Likewise, if you increase your points in an ability score, the dice pool becomes larger.
Okay. I'm gonna put one in illusion and one in wind.
So is that 3 and 3 now?
3 and 4.
Oh, okay. 4 and wind.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, right. And so you still have one more point, Laura, that you can spend.
Yeah. I think
Fortitude. Get them guns.
no. No. That's guaranteed the stat I will never put anything in every character I play in every system. I think freeze could be interesting, like a really cold wind.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're taking
Yeah.
power word freeze, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so what about you, Trevor?
We're going with I'm going to put I'll take it. I'll do a point in fortitude, so we have a chance of it's not an automatic failure.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to put a point in fire, and I'm choosing the power word flash.
Okay, right. So what's your
Love
fire
that.
right now? Is that a 3 or a 4?
2, because
two.
yeah.
Oh, you only had 1.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, continuing on. You are still
I
in...
think also with you being a horse now, if there are any flowers that are still around, Juniper took a little detour to go and collect some of those and is now braiding them into your mane.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you say horse, I'm thinking like a shaggy coated long-haired black horse, you know?
Yeah.
With a long kind of shaggy mane.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah, a lot of shag.
Yeah, and Juniper just arrives and she's like plaiting little bluebells along the mane now.
Yeah.
That match some of the tones in your dress.
Of course.
Of course, we gotta have a consistent theme. That's important.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Okay, right. So you continuing along, you're continuing along the forest for a bit further. Things you're definitely in a nicer, more friendly part of the forest than before. You see other Faykins, you know, prancing around as you pass a very, very, very old looking dwarf sitting outside his house, which looks like a giant toadstool, like the size of a small tree, and he's just sipping some tea, smoking a pipe as he just gives you a tip of his cap. He's like, "Afternoon, folks," as you're going along your merry way. As you're continuing along the path in the direction that you have been told to go to get to the crown, you start hearing a noise up ahead of you. And a few minutes in, you see the noise was the sound of an incredibly fast flowing river. This is quite vast. It's easily 3.5, 4 meters across. The water looks very deep, lots of rocks around the middle of it, okay? And you know we have to get to the other side. Now, Juniper obviously has a ferry, you can just fly across. If you want, you could give me your fortitude roll to see if you can carry Bill.
That's funny.
That's probably a low intensity one. Yeah.
Yeah. Very easy. I can do that with my 0 in fortitude, no problem.
Yeah.
So you have a few options here. There are. Where's my D4? Okay, so there you can see there's like 4 large rocks kind of forming a sort of a path. Like there's like maybe a half a meter to a meter gap between each rock. So you need to leap from one to the other, and they do look kind of wet. Okay, so you could try to get across that way. To succeed in that, you'd need a successful wit or speed roll for that. Okay, or alternatively, of course, you could try and use magic to get across.
Well, I think at this point, Bill has changed into a goat, more short-footed. The flowers stay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Important.
But I mean, I think he would try and take the perilous route now that he feels more short-footed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay,
so you said that would be wit,
or speed, which is higher for you? Because
I'll do speed.
Yeah, what
Speed's
are you?
pretty.
You're what, a 3 or a 4, is it?
5.
Oh,
5
yeah,
and
of course.
Yeah,
speed.
we're speedy.
So then so this should be easy for you. So it's going to be 4 separate rolls, okay? And if you get if you got 5 points in an ability score, that's a D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, and a D12.
I have them. All right, so I'm rolling these 4 times. You said
4 times, yes.
All right, so let's see. All right, the first one is high.
Yeah.
10, 17, 22.
Yeah, okay. Effortlessly leaping across, landing sure-footed on the first rock. Okay? So, next roll to get to the next rock.
All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, there's a couple ones. Okay, so 1, 1, 3. So 5, 9, 11.
Okay, that's you leaping across. You land on the next rock.
Okay.
You do notice as you jump across each rock, they're getting a bit harder each time. They're slightly further away, and it'll be like the composition of the rock might be slightly less solid, or it's slightly wetter and more slippy. It's getting slightly harder each time. So
Okay.
Third roll. Okay.
All right. Okay. 2, 6. Ooh, a 10. So 16, 16.
Okay, you're fine.
Okay.
Last roll.
All right.
This one looks tricky now. This one looks like it's gonna be hard.
Of course, the one where I roll 3 ones. Nice. 3, 9, 14.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Fear.
Juniper, did you want to do anything maybe to assist in this in any way?
If I see that it looks like Bill is going to slip off the rock, can I freeze his hooves to the rock?
You could certainly try.
Amazing.
So that means that is now which sphere of magic are you using for this?
I would use wind because the water is already there.
Yeah, you're sending a blast of cold air to try and freeze him, yeah?
Yeah.
You have, what was it, 4? Was it 3 or 4 points in wind?
4.
So you roll your 4 dice, and then whichever is the largest value gets added to Bill's roll.
8 and 15. Here we go.
4 ones.
Almost, but no. It'll be a 6 on the D10.
Okay, so that brings you to a total of 20.
Yes.
The target number was 18.
Okay, good.
Yeah, if you'd missed that, you would have taken wounds.
Oh no!
Oh, good.
I can't take many of those.
Smashed around by the rocks as you are swept downstream. Okay, so you feel like you're about to slip as your hoofs land on that last rock, but Juniper seeing that sends it a blast of cold air, which actually causes the water that's splashing around you to freeze and will kind of lock your hoofs into place for a minute and stop you from slipping. And then you take a minute, collect yourself, break off, and then jump easily onto the far bank. Okay, passing our second obstacle, you have leveled up again.
Woo!
I know this sounds kind of crazy, but this is supposed to be a fun, low-risk game, and you don't know what you're facing at the end to get the crown.
The stronger we get, the more worried I am.
Yeah, I don't know if you had a chance to look
Fine.
at the ancient Fey that you have a choice of, but
Briefly,
some of them are pretty scary because they're
a little
from
bit.
folklore, and
I think I'm pretty scary, so we're good.
folklore was well, the puka, as I said, in Irish folklore, they were considered a malevolent Fey creature, but more in kind of like an asshole kind of way than in a devilish, scary kind of way. So yeah, they were respected and feared, but there was scarier things in Irish folklore. So
Hmm.
yeah, but anyway, so you get another 3 points. What are you spending them on?
I'm putting another one into illusion and wind, so those are at 4 and 5 respectively, and then I'm just choosing my word of power.
Okay.
Okay. Thinking I'm gonna put one into health.
Not a bad thing.
My
Bad
near
idea.
brush with death, and then
Because Juniper, you've only got, what was it, 3 in health or something, is it?
I have 4. I'm
4.
supposed to have 3. I put 1 point into it
Oh,
just because
okay,
3 is flirting with destiny a little bit too
yeah.
much.
I'm at 4 now too.
Hey, look at us.
Yeah, well, fairies and the pukas, they were not big, powerful fey creatures. So you're putting a point into health. And are you increasing magic or taking another word of power?
Yeah, I think. Well, I'm doing one into health. I'm doing the power word shield,
Good.
Mhm.
and I'm going to put it into a point into fire.
Okay, so that brings that up to 3, does it?
Yes.
Okay, right.
And I think my word of power is going to be pierce.
Okay, interesting. All right. So this river that you're at marked the boundary of the forest that you're in. Okay. And up ahead of you now, you see another beautiful meadow. Okay, you still know what direction you're going in. Okay, you're following the two suns to keep you in your direction, and you're quite confident on your travels. Okay, so you continuing along this meadow, and you're traveling for, I don't know. Time is kind of funny in the fairground. We think maybe about an hour or so. Okay, and you do get a bit thirsty at one point, and you're like, God, we should have gotten something to drink of that at the river. But the thing is, put a stream up ahead, so you drink from that. You find some nice berries. Things are all good. Okay, and as you're continuing on, you do see up ahead of you. There's some sort of there's something going on. You see there's something. Somebody's got like a canopy type tent or something, and there's two figures that are standing around. As you get closer, you see a somewhat unusual sight. Um, you see a satyr. Okay, so short, goat-like, with goat-like legs, tiny little horns, bare chest, kind of bronze Mediterranean skin and the likes. Okay, and he's wearing a scarlet beret and scarf.
Mm.
All right. Instead of the normal goatee, he has a curled mustache, and in one of his hands, you see a board on which he has pieces of paint. And in his other hand, he has a brush. And he is standing in front of an easel. And just past the easel, you see, reclining on a chaise lounge, looking kind of bored and annoyed, a beautiful dryad.
Ooh.
And he is like, no, 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 lean back a bit now, okay? Now I want you to give me a sultry look, but make it more angry, okay? Now put a little bit of fire into it, okay? Now raise his hand again, and let's move. And he's like giving her these directions that are kind of really confusing and contradictory as he's trying to get her to pose in the perfect position for his masterpiece, and she's just getting really, really annoyed by this whole thing. And every time he stops his directions. Okay, that's perfect. And he goes to these. Oh no, no, it's wrong. It's wrong. It's just, it's like, why? Why is it so difficult? The muses, they will not speak to me at all. As you get closer, and he sees it too. He's like, oh, hello, how are you?
Oh, well, hi. What do you guys? What's going on here?
I'm creating a masterpiece, but The muses,
Ooh.
they have abandoned me on this day.
Oh. Have you
Um,
tried asking them nicely?
Yes, they're not listening.
Really nicely?
Do you know the muses?
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know the muses.
So you would be saying you don't know the muses, or you wouldn't be saying that you don't know the muses? Which would it be?
No, it's just those are just details, really. Um, would you like a flower? And she like offers one of the ones she plaited into Ilbill's hair.
any progress in the painting?
No, he's like
It's
clearly.
like it's a blank
It's
canvas.
he has a couple of like what looks like he had a couple of charcoal like outline sketches that he'd started with, but it's apart from that it's quite blank, and it looks like even the charcoal sketches he'd kind of gone over them a few times and tried to rub them out as he was getting his model to change position, and she started plucking at some of the grapes boards. No, no, no! Don't touch the grapes! It's like don't move the grapes.
Bill has a grape in his maw, just about to eat one.
Yeah.
It falls out of his mouth.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. We've been at this for hours. I don't have any. I can't get any inspiration here. Perhaps you two could help me.
I don't know what you're upset about, my friend. It looks like you've already finished your painting. And can I use illusion magic and with power word haste make time go faster as if he had completed his painting?
Okay. This is going to be slightly difficult.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Okay.
fair. I thought I could maybe do flash, um, but that yeah.
So roll your dice.
Okay.
This is illusion. I think you said you're for an illusion, don't you?
Nope.
I do.
Rolls.
Oh no. Oh, okay. You have for an illusion. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Um.
Is there a chance? You're telling me there's a chance? The target's 10, right?
It's gonna be difficult.
So not then.
So not 10. We're still gonna go for it. We're gonna see. Okay. It's 8.
So, as you're saying this, you send out your magic to try to create this illusionary image of the painting, and you see the image of the dryad appearing reclining on the couch, and she's looking quite beautiful, and it looks quite good, but you're so focused on speeding it up, you speed it up too far, and what you see happening on the canvas is her form suddenly start to age and wither as the grapes rot and fade away, and the canvas looks like it's about to curl and decay as
Oh
the
no.
satyr starts to freak us, and then the illusion breaks, and the blank with partial sketches canvas is back in front of you. It's like, what was that? Oh my god, I saw a vision of what's going to happen. Oh my god, it's worse than I
The
could have ever
fates.
imagined.
What are they telling us?
I should. I knew I shouldn't have left accountancy school. Like my mother told me to. I definitely. I don't know why I thought I could be a painter. Like no. I should have stayed. I should have stayed as an accountant. My mother. My mother's friend, husband, very wealthy dwarf who always is
Mhm.
looking for people to do the
Is
books
he
for
the
his
one
mines.
with the toadstool?
No, that's his cousin Philip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't talk about him. He's the black sheep of the family. No
Oh,
disrespect.
okay.
Saying to Bill, the black goat. It's like,
The black coat, yes.
yeah.
Juniper gives a little pat.
What,
None taken.
what
He
can I
shapes
do?
into a sheep.
What can I do? What can I do? I don't know what to do.
Have you considered slowing down? It seems like you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to get this done quickly, and sometimes inspiration just needs some time to grow.
I don't know. Maybe. What would you suggest? So What are you going to do to try to convince him to slow down and calm down and let the inspiration flow to him?
I would suggest a joint maneuver with Bill, using slow from Juniper's end to slow our painter down, and then using flash from Bill in the fortune school for a flash of inspiration.
What spirit magic are you using to slow it?
Can I like force him to slow down by just putting so much wind on him that he can't move?
You could try that. What are your other spirits of magic again? Illusion and...
Illusion and fortune.
Fortune, okay. I wasn't sure it was fortune or charm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you could certainly try to create a calming kind of breeze that could try to relax him and calm him down that way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then, what are you saying? One of you is carrying out the action and the other is assisting, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So, who has the larger dice pool?
So say I have 3 in fortune.
I have 5 in wind.
Oh, never mind.
So
Never mind.
Bill is assisting Juniper.
Yeah.
Do I? So in this situation, do I get the fail upwards thing where I put another?
Yeah, you do get the fail upwards for yourself.
Another
so you get
D4.
An extra D4 in this roll, plus the D4, the D6, and the D8, and then Juniper, you get one of each up to a D12. And then so Bill, you just roll your 4 dice, and then whichever is the highest value is added to Juniper's amazing roll that she just got.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. These dice are rolling like they normally do.
Oh dear.
5.
You roll the D4, a D6, a D8, a D10, and a D12. On average rolls, that would be 2.5 plus 3.5 plus 4.5 plus 5.5 plus 6.5. That's like a 23 or a 24.
Never tell Laura the odds.
That's statistical averages. I'm a maths teacher, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to know what I actually rolled?
What did you roll?
A 13.
Okay, and
Miriam brought you a 4.
Miriam. So an 18. No, 17 total.
Okay, so,
yeah, I can do math.
Okay, all right. Okay, do you know?
I rolled a 1 on the D12 for the record.
Boo.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm being generous here. The target number was technically 18, but I'm going to let it slide. Okay, all right. This is what happens. You conjure up a wind, a calming, gentle breeze that brushes across the satyr's form, his mostly naked form, and he starts breathing more easily, calmer, and as he does, Bill, you kind of give him a flash of luck, and he's like, "Okay, I have it. Wait, I know. Why did I not think of this?" And he dramatically flings the scarf off of himself, goes up to the dryad, and drapes it over her, like a veil or a hood. There we go. It's going to be perfect. Oh my God, this is amazing. This is wonderful. Oh, praise the fates. And then he goes bang, and he starts sketching away. He's like, "Oh, you two have been so wonderful. You've been so good. Here, I have to give you a gift, okay? A favor for a favor." And he goes, rummaging, says, "Here you go." And he hands you 3 little jars of paint and a little paintbrush. He says, "There you go. Now you can create your own masterpiece."
Oh, thank you so much.
This is my only life possession. Thank you. Paints.
So what he has actually given you is a set of enchanted paints.
Ooh.
Which, if you paint an object with them, the object will immediately form and can be used. So yes.
What size is this paintbrush? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, the paintbrush is like as big as you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I hold it with my 2 hooves.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, I'm a sheep now. It's in my mouth.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You can be walking around holding it in your hooves. No problem. You're Fey.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes. So, you've actually
An opposable thumb grows out of the hoof.
Absolutely. You have actually managed to level up again.
Hey, look at us.
Yes. As I say, the whole point is every single social encounter or every single encounter you level up.
Let's see. As to, just curious, does the dryad look like she's like contractually obligated to stay here? Or does she like want to leave?
Like she was looking bored, but not looking like she was being forced to do anything. If that makes sense, she was looking very bored and annoyed because he kept
Yes.
changing her posture.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
so that's what was going on here. She was very, very bored and annoyed. Yeah. So.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Let's see.
So you get 3 points again to put into words of power, spheres of magic, or stats.
Do I want more words of power? So freeze pierce.
I mean, it's the constant kind of toss-up. The more words of power you have, the more options you have with your magic. But the more points you have in any sphere of magic, the greater the chance of success.
Yeah.
And remember, once you go above 5, every point over 5 is an additional d12.
Well, with my dice. All right, let's.
3 into wind.
All right. I've added 1 to fortune, 1 to fire, and I've taken the power word empower.
Okay.
Ooh. Trying to choose my last one here. I think, yeah, I'm going to put 1 into wind and 2 into illusion, so they're both at 6.
Okay. All right.
Fingers crossed. Dice don't fail me now.
There's some nice impressive dice balls that you have there now. So, you say goodbye to the satyr, wishing them good luck, and you continue on your merry way. You know you're getting close to the crown. You're not exactly sure how close. All you know roughly is the direction you're going in. You know that it is guarded by a powerful fey creature. You have no idea what. Okay? And you know that you will need to defeat this creature in some way. You can use simple combat, you could use trickery, guile, cunning, whatever you want. You could try and become BFFs. You know, it's whatever you want to do to try to win. Okay? But you continue on across the meadow for another couple of hours. Okay? As you say, time is funny in the Feyland. Alright? You're not getting especially tired. You're getting curious as to what you could possibly create with these paints, because you know they're magical paints. Any non-living image that you would create with the paints will become real. Okay, so you could, in theory, create a new crown, or you could some other treasure, or maybe a powerful weapon, or a throne, or whatever you want. Okay, so you continue on, as I say, for a while, and you start to see up ahead of you. Oh, about a little over a kilometer away, you see what looks to be a ring or a cusp of trees. Okay, and you can sense this is where the midnight crown is. As you get closer to it, you see that it appears to be a grove of beautiful oak trees and willows, and you can hear the sounds of a stream trickling through it. All right. As you enter into it, you find this is a beautiful, verdant, natural oasis. This ring, it's about maybe 20 meters across, 25 meters across. As I say, these lovely trees. There's a little stream. There's a tiny little pool that the stream cuts through and then continues on. You can see frogs hopping around in the water, more wildflowers, dragonflies buzzing around, and resting on the lush, verdant, very tasty looking green grass underneath a beautiful weeping willow, you see a breathtaking creature. A beautiful horse with a snow white coat and a long twisting horn that seems made of shimmering ivory coming from its forehead. Its mane draped across it, being slowly caught by a brief wind. And you can see hanging perched on a branch of the willow behind it the midnight crown. As the unicorn, immediately becoming aware of your presence, turns its head, snorts through its nostrils, and slowly starts to come up onto its hoofs. This is a beautiful, majestic creature. It looks like it must be nearly 20 hands high. This thing is huge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Massive chest, wider than the trunk of an oak tree, with this long, wickedly razor sharp point as it is now looking at the two of you. What do you want to do?
I will have changed into a horse, but if I can't contort my shape into having a horn, is there a gender of the unicorn? Do I know the science behind unicorns? The science.
They are traditionally male, but it could be a mare. You'd need to get a bit closer to have a good look.
Just looking up at them.
Maybe not
I'm just
too
gonna
close.
say
If it's a male, they can be pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's 20 hands high.
And we're like this big.
It's like,
just gonna look up and
that's like
say,
4 times the size of Juniper.
Yeah.
Dad,
Daddy?
I'm home.
I'm sorry, Daddy.
Are you my father?
Is this our playbill?
Oh God.
Oh, I got it in the tank.
Okay.
So, what you do know of unicorns is they are beautiful, majestic creatures. They are incredibly powerfully magical, and they are traditionally considered one of the most dangerous animals in the forests. They are so unbelievably dangerous, and they will not back down from any challenge.
This is why I think, coming for child support / alimony is a good play here.
Yes.
So, what are you doing?
Crying.
Thinking.
Okay. In this folklore, is, because I am not as familiar with folklore as you are, is the whole attracted to fair maidens thing at play?
I decided to leave the virgin myth of unicorns out of my game.
Yeah.
It is in
Very...
Fey Earth. It is actually in Fey Earth.
Yeah. Okay.
But in Fey Earth, like, a unicorn will mess you up. Like, they're not like they are in D&D. They're really dangerous creatures that will mess you up, and they're immune to pretty much all magic in Fey Earth, but they're not in Fey Wanderer, so don't worry about your magic there. Okay.
I was like,
Yeah.
this was a mistake.
Yeah.
0 fortitude.
We're gonna paint ourselves a door out of here. It's always an option. Okay, so I was going to illusion bend a person to maybe draw this unicorn away, but that's not going to...
I mean, you could try that, but I deliberately didn't include... this is a very simple rule system. If you wanted to go down that road in your game, you could, but it was... I was trying... The theme here is whimsy and fun. And the European virgin myth relating to unicorns is just... It's weird on... Like, I understand the historical context, but it still doesn't make it not kind of weird.
Weird. Yeah, I agree. Okay. So I think we agree that we don't necessarily want to head on fight it because we'll die.
Well, you don't know.
We won't die, but we'll be unconscious maybe.
You don't know. You could use magic.
We don't.
Well, no.
We could use magic.
How far? So the crown is like the unicorn is between us and the crown.
Yeah. The unicorn is basically standing in front of the tree upon which the crown is hanging.
Mm-hmm. 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 We don't want to pretend like I'm its son.
Is that a question or a statement?
That's a question.
I mean,
Um,
if you want, you could certainly try.
I think it's an idea, and it might be our only idea, which makes it our best idea.
Excellent. My mom told me you were big, but I had no idea how large you would be.
Um,
Does the unicorns? Do unicorns speak?
he's not speaking to you right now.
Hmm.
If you want to try to convince it that you're its offspring, this would be wits. Or
I
you could
am.
try and use magic if you can think of a way to try and use magic with one of your power words.
I could break his will to live. Maybe no. Mm,
Escalating fast. Break his will to protect the crown?
yeah. Um. Could I? So there's no way I have to pick. I can't like do like a fortune and power myself with charisma and luck.
Well, what power word would you be
Before
using to give yourself charisma and luck?
and power. Give
Okay,
myself confidence.
sure. We'll allow it.
Okay. It is the same number of levels as my wit.
Pukas were quite
So
cunning. That's why you have such a high wit.
yes, yes. So like I pick one or the other though, right? I don't like they
Yeah.
don't help each
No,
other.
no, you had one or the other. You're using either magic or an ability.
Um, I'm going to I'm I'm gonna use magic. Feels good. Feels good to say that.
Okay.
I'm just I'm empowering myself to feel majestic like this unicorn. Oh hush. Sorry, that's my cat. Okay. All right. How about a 21?
Whoa, that was really good. So you
That's
are
really good.
using
I
fortune
got
to.
max on 2 dice.
Wow, so you're using fortune to empower yourself with luck as you try to convince this unicorn that it's your daddy.
Yes.
Okay.
I get a crown. You get an offspring you never wanted.
Fair trade.
Let's make a deal.
Okay. No, actually, I don't think there's any. No, he couldn't. His wit's not certainly high enough, and the spheres of magic that he might use to avoid this, he's not. He mathematically, even with max rolls, wouldn't be able to beat a 21.
Maybe while I am talking to my father, do you want to go like
Steal the crown.
do a little flank around?
Can I use illusion bend to bend the light around myself to be out of sight?
Okay, so, yeah, you're gonna try and you're using bend to try to be invisible. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so roll for illusion.
Dice don't fail me now. Okay. It's 10, 13, 17, 17, 23, 23, 31.
Whoa, what? That was. Oh yeah, because you've got like a six and illusion.
2d12.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So yeah, you completely
Gone.
wrap the light around you, becoming completely invisible as you're heading towards the crown. I'm trying to think how this unicorn is reacting to his new son, though. He's like,
It was a
so
startling revelation for sure.
yeah, he sees you and he's like, wait a minute, was
You know who? Mm.
God? It's been so long.
Lust-filled night. Yep, I've heard the tale 1,000 times. Don't put me through it again.
You really do look like your mother. find one.
May she rest in. I can't.
What?
I have hopes. May she rest in peace.
What? What happened to her?
Trace.
She left.
She left.
She went. Yep.
Well, then you.
She said I reminded her too much of you.
Okay. He looks at you, and he looks back at himself, and he looks back at you again, and he looks back at
Just my
himself.
strong, muscular calves and.
Well, I guess you do have my faults,
Mainly those.
But, well then, son, you should stay here with me. Yes, we should. I need to make this into a more, into a more appropriate and verdant home for you. You know, you actually look kind of hungry. Here,
Very.
hold on, and he kind of points his horn down at the grass around you, and yes, yeah, that's great. And all of the grass and all of the greenery around you starts to suddenly grow thicker and more lush. And it's like, here, get stuck in there, go eat some food. So
going to town.
Yeah, well, this is all happening, Juniper. You have turned invisible, and you're trying to make your way over to the crown.
Yeah.
Okay, right now. There is a slight problem.
It's bigger than me.
The crown is actually bigger than you. So you fly up to it and you get to it and you're like, oh crap. I mean, yes, it would go with my outfit perfectly if it
just a little too big.
It just.
Yeah. Okay. This is a fixable problem.
Have you tried bending it?
I don't want to break it.
No, that's a good point.
You don't want to break it. It is beautiful.
What about the wind? The wind?
With the power words I have, I could slow its fall to be out of sight, maybe. But I'm also thinking of our painting paintbrushes and is there something that she can paint with the paintbrush that's the same size as her that could help her? Can she paint wings on it? No, because it can't be animate, right?
Yeah, it was non-living.
Okay. Are they living wings?
Well, if they're gonna work, they'd be living.
Fair enough.
I propose the Renaissance era wings.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's gonna try and use wind, and then can it be a 2-part magic thing, or is it only a 1-part magic thing?
What are you trying to do?
Well, if I can't get it off the branch, I'd want to use pierce to break the branch.
Okay.
And then use slow to slow its fall in an away direction.
But they'd be 2 separate rolls.
Yeah.
So which sphere of magic are you using to try and snap or break the branch? Fortune?
That would it would still be wind. It's it's real windy now.
A gust of wind to cut through. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wind's silent, right? A breaking branch doesn't make any noise.
Nor does a gust of wind strong enough to snap a branch.
No, it's fine.
I'm trying to remember what that wind category is, because this was something I researched for one of the spells in Fey Earth.
Oh, good. 2, 4, 6, 9, 15, 20. 20.
20?
High number.
Yeah, I'll allow it. Okay.
So I have 3 2s here.
Oh god! You send a gust of wind that hits the branch that the crown was hooked on, and it snaps, and the crown immediately starts to fall. As you go to cast another spell using was it slow?
Yeah.
and to try and slow the descent of it. So a fresh roll, please.
That's worse. 2. Okay, wait, that's 10. 2, 5, 8, 18.
That was the target number.
Oh my god. Got
So
2 ones in
there's
that
this
one.
sudden gust of wind cuts through the glen, and Bill, you see the branch that the crown was on snap, and then you see the crown start to fall, but its descent is really slow as it reaches the ground and is kind of leaning against a tree, and you realize, okay, Juniper's trying to get the crown, but the crown is bigger than Juniper Crown. The
Let me see.
unicorn has come up closer to you right now, and he's like, "So, son, like, what kind of things do you like to do? You know, do you like jumping over like bushes and hurdles? Do you like galloping?
Well, love to gallop.
Excellent.
Spend a lot of time in that shady wood back there,
Oh
galloping all
yeah,
over the
yeah,
place.
yeah. The trees there can be real assholes.
Yeah. Oh, huge.
Yeah,
Thank you. Somebody gets it.
yeah, yeah,
What am I doing?
yeah.
What am I doing? I am speedy. That is true.
Yes, you are quite fast.
But I'm not. So, all right. Okay. So, in the same vein, I would like to run to Juniper and scoop her up, and then if the unicorn does pursue, I'd like to use magic. Is that a
Well,
thing I'm
there's
capable
only
of?
one
I'm
issue.
invisible.
Juniper's invisible right now.
Yeah.
It's a great point. It's a great
You
point.
don't
Great
know where
point.
she is because she's invisible.
That's a great point. It's a great point. Great point. Great point. I'll just go for the crown. Hope
We'll
she's
figure it
attached
out.
somehow.
All right, so you're just gonna bolt for the crown, yes?
I'm just like, yeah. But I'll be like casually chatting, and then just like take off.
Okay, so you're chatting. Yeah, I love the cow. The trees are assholes, and you instantly lodge. And he's like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna
Yeah.
race!" And he immediately races straight after you.
Hopefully, he's gonna let me win, like a good dad would.
Some dads are real assholes.
That's a great point too. Like one that would leave me with my mother.
Has to make up for lost time, so we'll let you win, right?
We can hope.
You
All
are
right, so I
quite
have
fast,
5
but
in speed.
yeah, you realize immediately that, oh good god, this guy is as fast as me. Easily.
He's pretty quick. Got a lot of leg.
So, what did you roll?
Promising.
24.
Oh, yeah. I got a 33.
Oh, of course you did.
Of course.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
You're
I got a
33.
12 on my D12, and 8 on my D8, and a 4 on my D4.
Well.
So you start, and he immediately takes off after you, and like he's like, "Oh, the crown fell," and he like sees the crown on the ground and catches it on his horn and flicks it up to try and flick it back up onto a tree, onto a branch on the tree. As you're trying to get to him.
Let's see here. Could I use fortune, power word break, have the he just hits it at the wrong angle, and the tip of his horn breaks off, and the crown goes flying, and well, he's pretty quick, but we'll go for it.
Well, you can certainly try.
Okay. We'll start there by getting him not to get the crown. How about we'll do that, I guess.
9,
That is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Just want to be like you, Dad. I want to be quick. Majestic horn. All right. 10, 14.
I rolled a 15.
Of course you
No.
did. You guys got
Are
better.
you adding your extra die roll for failing forward?
No.
Okay, so you should have had an extra
No,
D4.
I'm not. I'm not.
So there's a roll another D4 on that.
4.
Okay.
Hey.
So, he reaches, as I said, he's reached down for the crown, and as he goes to flick it up, it kind of catches slightly on a root, and the very, very tip of his horn snaps off, and his head launches back, and the crown goes rolling off to the side. Juniper, can you give me a speed roll, please?
Yes.
You're quite fast, as far as I remember.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am as fast as they are.
being a fairy, you'd be very fast.
Okay, that's oh god. Math and I are not on good terms ever. 7, 15, 26.
Okay, yeah. So the crown starts rolling in direction. You like try not to squeak as you suddenly jump out of the way as this like diadem, this massive diadem is rolling at you. It's almost like
This was a mistake.
Yeah, it's like Indiana Jones and the boulder,
Yes.
So
Ah!
so it rolls off. So I was like, and he's like, and the unicorn was like, ow, that was
Wound? No.
oh. And you see his horn glows for a moment, and then the ivory grows and heals.
Cool trick. Cool trick.
Where's that crown? Where's the crown gone? He's out looking for the crown. So, Juniper, Bill, do one of you want to do something?
Make it invisible.
I'm also going to use some well, fire magic.
Okay.
Can we do a flash fireball of flash to cloud to obscure vision?
Okay. And while you're doing that, Juniper, do you want to do anything?
Run over to the crown so I know where it is, and then make the crown invisible.
Okay,
with
right.
illusion.
So that's going to be illusion and fire rolls, respectively, please.
That's a nice number. Okay, 12. 8. 9. 32.
Oh, I'm glad you got pretty high.
Okay. Well,
I got a 12 on my D12.
And you have a 6
Got
on
it.
illusion as well. So what did you get, Bill?
I got 10.
Okay, so there's a brief flash of light. You're not sure if it's like just light glinting from the sunlight coming into the glen or whatever, but it's a slight startling flash at the same time as you get over and you bend the light around the crown, and it disappears. And our unicorn, he's looking around, can't find.
Where'd it go?
Like, I don't know.
What is that crown, anyways? Is it even worth anything?
Yes, it's a magical treasure of the realm. I've been.
Can we even wear crowns?
Well, we can if we want to. I mean,
that's a good point.
And I mean, like, now that I know that you exist, I mean, like, we could track down
Inheritance, yeah.
We could track down your mother. Maybe I could give it to her.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, Pops. Great idea.
Okay.
Great idea.
Well then, I think I need to try to clear away this space of any
God.
Yes, that's what I will do. As his horn glows, and he sends out some magic. 5, 10, 16. But he's actually having a bit of difficulty getting the grass and stuff to like diminish away. It's like, where where in the name of all that is good in this world is that crown gone? I mean, do you think it could have rolled off outside the glen?
I think it might have rolled that way.
What way?
That way. And I pointed a different direction than Juniper is.
Okay, well.
Oh, no, I can't point.
You sure you can? Um,
10 point.
I'll look this way. You look that way.
Didn't you ever read Wind in the Willows as a child? Of course you can point.
I did not.
Um,
Personally, Trevor didn't.
okay.
I have a copy next to me.
And Bill is illiterate, so
Oh,
canonically he did not either.
Okay,
Very
right.
good.
It's a wonderful book.
It
Really,
is.
really sweet. But I read it when I was, I'm not 11, I think. But so yeah, I was okay. Look, son, let's go and see if we can find the crown. Okay.
Okay.
And he like.
Oh, is he following me?
He's waiting for you to lead the way in the direction you were gesturing.
I look at Juniper.
You can't see her; she's
You
visible.
can't see.
Oh, you're both invisible?
Yes, the crown and Juniper are now invisible.
They're gone.
I look
Next
off
up,
dramatically into the realm behind me, and I simply say, I'm on my own path now.
Okay, so you start leading him in general direction away from where you think Juniper is.
Yes.
Okay, so Juniper, you see Bill leading the unicorn off away from you as you're standing there with this invisible crown, trying to figure out how the hell am I going to get this out of the glen.
Yeah.
You do spot that Bill had left as he was going when he raced off trying to beat his father in the race, that he had left the paints down that he'd been carrying there in the grass. So
Okay.
So yes, they're there for you to use if you want.
Okay. How tall is the grass?
I mean, it varies in height. Some of it would be to your waist. Some of it might be.
They haven't come in weeks to mow it.
Some of it is lower. It varies.
Okay, so if she were to paint like, I was going to say a sled, but maybe a wheelbarrow would suit better for this.
You can do literally anything you want. So a sled, a wheelbarrow, you could do a pirate ship if you wanted, like whatever you want.
Might take some time.
A little bit of time.
Not necessarily. It's magic. So
Can
whatever you want.
What is the word I'm looking for? A sailboat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yacht.
Definitely not a yacht. I want a
Definitely
sailboat.
not a yacht. We don't want that to be attacked by orcas.
Also that. But because of the sailboat, it has the sails that will hopefully like my wind. So I can move it that way.
Yes.
A sailboat, but with wheels.
Yeah. So we're gonna start painting a wheeled sailboat just to cover two modes of transport.
Okay, so you pull a piece of bark off of one of the trees and you start painting this large wheeled sailboat. Okay, it takes you a couple of minutes, but you're pretty happy with the detail of it. Okay, and then as you finish with the final stroke of the brush, its form comes alive, coming up out of the branch.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this now in front of you, this sailboat. So how big is it?
Big enough to hold the crown.
Okay, right. So this large sailboat, maybe the size of a beagle or something, with these huge, big kite sails on it, and these pretty sturdy-looking wheels on the underside of the hull. Okay, so how are you going to get the crown up onto the boat?
We were hoping that we were forming it underneath the crown because
Cool.
can't lift it.
Super. Well, then we could say that you had the bark underneath the crown and then it formed.
Yeah, painting like around it.
It is currently on it. And yeah, so what do you want to do?
Take a bunch of deep breaths because that was hard work. Gotta really respect all the people waiting for inspiration from the muses. This is very stressful. Okay. Operation Steal a Crown. how am I going to? We're going to bend air with wind to push this thing forward.
What other words of power do you have again?
I have slow, bend, freeze, and pierce.
I think it was Bill had haste, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, okay, right. So you're gonna. So this is. So first of all, give me your dice roll.
You could like bend the wind from the direction that it's coming from so that you're always going downwind with the breeze. It would make you go faster.
Let me go faster. I'm throwing these dice out.
Oh god.
2, 4, 6, 13, 14, 16.
Okay, you are having a bit of difficulty with this. Maybe
Yeah.
it's the long grass. Maybe it could be the angle at which you're trying to do it. But you're having a bit of a challenge. The boat isn't really moving that much.
Okay.
Is there
Okay.
anything else you'd like to do? Maybe a different word of power or a different area of magic?
I don't trust my fortune of 1 because I don't trust my dice. And don't think my illusion will help me here, but I do have pierce. So would I be able to use that to pierce through the grass to make a more even terrain?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you could use
Okay.
wind to try and clear a path. And don't forget you get an extra d4 in your dice pool now because you fell forward.
Yeah, but this time we also rolled not terribly, so that's extra nice. 6, 10, 11, 22, 30.
Oh god, that's fantastic.
Plus a
So
d4
you this
just for
black
fun.
yeah, go on. So this
32.
you basically like cut a path through the grass, creating this clear path all the way to the stream.
Okay.
So do you want to try and push the boat again?
Yeah, we do. But
But
first, you don't succeed.
your target number is now being significantly reduced because you cleared that path.
Okay. Hear that? Just don't roll worse. Okay. 6, 10, 27.
Oh, fantastic. Okay. So you another gust of wind, and this time you're actually so focused on it that you feel the boat actually slightly lifting up off the ground, almost as if it's going to take off and float away into the sky as you start wheeling along in the direction of the stream. And a moment later, you hit the bank, coming up over a little lip, and then crashing into the water as you're standing there on the bow of your vessel, one leg raised majestically, the wind in your hair as you're like looking off on the horizon as the boat slowly sails off down the stream out of the glade, and you can hear Bill off with his dad, who's like, so, like, do you have any like other siblings, any brothers or sisters?
Oh, tons. We're gonna find all of them.
Oh, okay.
They look a little weird.
Right. Okay. And
I'm the good looking one.
so what about her brother Steve? Because him and I, we really didn't get on at all. You know, is he still
Oh,
around?
he also left.
Oh, good, because he was a real leech. You know that I was like, I
Mm,
was saying
mm,
all the time,
mm.
she needed to cut ties with him. I know he was family, but still, he was constantly taking advantage of her generosity here. I'm really glad to hear that he's not around because that kind of like toxic negativity you don't need in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%, Dad.
Yeah.
Me and you, same wavelength.
Yeah.
Same wavelength.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I look off in the distance and watch my friend
Yeah, so
sail
you look up,
down.
you see Juniper on this little boat that's appeared out of nowhere, the glinting light reflecting off the diamonds in the crown that's on the back of the boat as she's sailing off, looking majestically into into the water in front of her. And you're kind of looking like, thinking, damn, she could really do with a tricorn hat right about now, you know?
Yes, she has
And
the pains for it.
yeah, and
Yeah.
absolutely you do, yeah. And you see, you can see she's getting away with the crown, and you are stuck having a conversation with this unicorn that you've just stolen from, who you
Stuck.
convinced was your biological father.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
All those things are true. And I have no regrets. This unicorn's not stuck. No, I'm not stuck with this unicorn. The unicorn's stuck with Bill.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And you have succeeded in getting your treasure from your quest. Well done. And you managed to do it without possibly dying fighting a unicorn. Because
It's
Which we
definitely
would
a
have.
bonus. Yeah, we would have been gone.
yeah, I mean, like this creature is pretty tough. Like in fortitude, speed, and health of 5.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and
Those are all higher than mine.
yeah, and had like 5 points in the sphere of wild, 4 in earth, and 3 in body.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if he's had gotten into a full fight with this creature, like a piercing attack from its horn would have done 3 wounds.
Yeah. Yep. That adds up.
Yeah.
That adds
There
up.
wasn't enough health to get us through this.
Yeah, I think each of you had like 4 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yep.
like, yeah, 2 hits and you're gone. So like,
Yeah.
yeah. But as I said, this is actually part of why I designed the system the way I did, in that you can have a really fun game and win and not actually fight.
Fight
You
anything.
know, you
Yeah.
can have a lot of fun and not get into combat. When I was playing this with some of the students in my Dungeons and Dragons club in school, they were facing a phoenix, and they defeated it by shaming it into thinking it was a terrible son who had not visited its mother in ages, and it flew off looking for its mother, racked with guilt, and that was how they got their treasure. You know, so yeah, there's a lot you can do with this game. So thank you guys for playing with me.
Of course.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
I hope you had fun. This, as I said, the whole point of this game was a fun, simple, rules-like game. We have the Kickstarter going right now, as I said, links in the chat. It's going well. I was actually like, we hit our funding target after like 3 days, and we've already hit our first stretch goal, which is a big deal for me. It's a small Kickstarter, mostly paying for my artist to do the artwork for the game and a bit of editing and stuff. So there's currently 3 tiers. There's the standard, here's €2 for supporting everybody thing, and then there's the €5 tier where you get the PDF and the community copy, and then there's the €20 tier where you get the PDF, but I'll run a game of this for you and your buddies as well. So I'm gonna be very busy over the next like
Yeah, you are.
there's like 50 backers so far, and I just like basic maths, at least 70% of them have backed at €20. So what I will probably do when the Kickstarter is finished and I collect everybody's information is I will be grouping people by time zones, and and then like giving lists of available dates, and then when putting together backers into groups that way, because it would take me like 2 years to individually run a game for each person and their buddies. So
Right.
But I mean, I was also looking at how much people charge as professional GMs,
Mhm.
and $20 to $30 per player is actually fairly common price that people charge, depending on how long you're going to play for. So it is a pretty good deal. And when the game is finally fully done and ready and published, it'll probably be selling for about €7-8.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
but,
And a ton of fun to play.
A ton of
fun to play.
Yes, and through no deliberate design of my own, a game that is actually really great for playing with kids. And actually, I think kids are probably better at this game than adults.
Yes.
Because the magic system in this game is just perfect for a child's imagination.
Mhm.
You know, kids are just so brilliant. Their imaginations are so incredible when it comes to this kind of idea. So I think they'll actually be better at this than us older gamers who are used to structured magic systems with predefined
Yeah.
spells, and you
Yeah.
pick this spell from this spell list and it does this thing. It's like, no, just explain to me why it did what it did, and then we roll for it. So we may have another stream of this before the end of the Kickstarter. It's been hard trying to find dates for my European friends,
Mhm.
that everybody's free. Even for this, it was like we were supposed to have 3 players up until about 5-6 hours ago. um, um,
Life.
yeah, I know, but anyway, thank you all for joining us. It was really great to have you here. It'll be a while before I am streaming for a America's timeline again, because it's currently 25 to 2 here in Dublin.
So late. It's so
Yeah,
late.
and my daughter woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning.
It could not be me.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope you sleep soon and sleep well.
Yeah, so well, listen,
Yes.
thank you everybody for joining us. Good night, all. And don't forget, if you are up at 8 p.m. Dublin time, which I think is 3 o'clock Eastern Standard,
That's
on
correct.
Tuesdays, we have our regular stream of Fey Earth, a wonderful indie game set in an alternate 19th century Earth. Our campaign is set in France, 6 months after a war in which they were defeated by the Fey Nation of Arcadia. It's a wonderful game with a wonderful cast of all femme players. It is heavily based on folklore. All of the creatures in the game are from European folklore, as they are describing European folklore, and it's a lot of fun. If you can't make it because of the time zones, all of our VODs are up on our YouTube channel, as well. And this will go up on YouTube too. So thank you, everybody. Good night, all, and talk to you all
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.